So today we're going to fit the floor. You can't see that actually. We're going to take all this stuff off here, fit the floor under here, put the stakes at that end, and then we're going to fit the door, which the door frame is up there. The door is going on the other side where all the bales are at. So this first, then the door, then we're baling. So for the stakes, we've obviously got to fix them to the base. Now these are my homemade ones, and then we also have nice ones from a woodsman. So with this, obviously round, those ones have a flat on them, so it's fine. What we do, cut a little notch in them, as you can see maybe there, and then use the bill hook just to split off the last bit. Right, okay, so we're now set up. The aim is now to move all these bales here, so put them along here and start going that way to get to where the door needs to go, which is on that side, so then we can fit the door and then we can build up from that. So that's the next task. It's interesting because we're trying to work as much and keep everything as much as possible on this, because all around it, as you can see, it's just a sea of mud. So we're trying to keep it as off the ground as possible, but we're not succeeding all the time. So with the bales, the twine really tight, and it comes into like here. So what we're doing is we're taking out all this looser straw to get back to the dense straw in there. That gives us as square as possible side, and means that we've got the dense straw all the way through. They're not round, obviously, because of the way the string is pulled tight, but they're as dense as possible. And that's the bale dressed, as it's called. So this is where the door is going to go, and then we're going to fill the bales from that side against here to keep them as tight as possible. So this is where we got to so far. We've got walls that are looking pretty straight on this side. The door's in there. Now so far we've got away with not having to resize bales, but in this side here and this side here next to the door we're going to have to resize. These are kind of 2/3 bales. These are all our hazel stakes, like I mentioned before, and you've seen already where these go through. These go through 4 bales, so we put them through the bottom 4, and we're going to put them through the top into the top 4 or 5, depending how hard we hit them down. This side has bulged out a little bit, can't see it too much, but where we loaded all these bales up to store them, kind of pushed this out a little bit. Some of these bales need to be trimmed. This side as well is a bit uneven, so we need to sort that out. But today we're going to start resizing bales. So this is an annoying little gap there. Lovely little rat poo there. Glad this found themselves a little home. So resizing bales, and then continuing across the top here. One more bale to go on there. Then we've got to decide on the height. We've got enough bales to go another one up, but we're a bit concerned that it might actually be a bit too high, because the idea is that we get the roof to come down and it sits nicely just at the top of the hedge. Obviously we can let the hedge go up a little bit, but we've got to, let me just come out here, look at the size of it so far. So it could be another 60 cm, so it could be up to where that branch is, which would be pretty large, but we'll see what it's like, see how we attack that when we get to it. Okay, so resizing bales first. Okay, so first attempt at making a needle for this is I've got this very conveniently sized tube of, I guess it's aluminium, and it's, I'm not sure you can see that, it's longer than a bale, but it's solid. So we need to cut a notch in the end, so then we can put the string in. So we've got a little saw here, see how we can get on. Okay, so this is our twine. I've cut the little notch there. You get it on the right angle. I can't show you while I do this. Thread it in, and it sits in there nicely, and that will go into the bale. So we have our needle. Okay, so we're going to measure this gap in here with my trusty board measurer. So we're up to that little mark there. Okay, so this bale needs to be that long. Out. I know where the string is for this, it's there. It's about 1 inch difference, but that's okay. So then we take that off of there and pull the needle back out. This string back in here. Now what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to, that's one side of the bale, that's 2, so we're going to go a third extra. We'll go a bit more to there. There's my knife. Cut the string. So we're parallel with this one. Dress this end of the bale, take all this loose stuff out again. So we have our tail here, put it through a little bit, and we're going to tie a figure 8 loop in it. Probably could get away with just a normal loop, but figure 8 is definitely as tight as it's going to get. Okay, so that's what we're going to secure against. Okay, this is a bit thinner twine than the twine that's used on the bales, but hopefully it's strong enough. So we put the loop from the round the back into there. Got a lot of tail here because I was a bit paranoid, but okay. Let's see how strong this twine is. Oh dear. Twine is not strong enough on its own. Well, it might be strong enough, but it frayed on that contact point here. So we're going to double it up and see if that makes a difference. Take 2. It's definitely not quite as tight as the initial twine, but it's not too bad. So doubling up works, thankfully. Okay. Moment of truth. Cut the twine. I'm going to find where the knot is on the twine, so it's there's a knot on this twine here. Guess the knot on the other twine. And now we should have, oh dear, that is not tight, that one. Good. These two are tight. For some reason this one, got to tie it. Okay, the end comes off, not needed. Hope that we haven't twisted these around each other, because that would be annoying. There we go. So, going well so far. Give you a little view from the inside now. So you can see here where we've got kind of gaps because of the shape of the bales, and we can't really change much, so we'll just have to stuff this with some straw as well. Otherwise, getting up to a decent height. This side we've still got to do the little bits of bale there. And there's another hole that's going in there as well. Otherwise it's progressing well. Okay, I'm not sure you can see, probably can't, but this green line that goes here, and we have the yellow line here, they've twisted in the bale, so we're going to have to undo this green one and put it again. Oh well. Okay, so we had an issue here with this bale. It's got knocked out and it was actually coming out too far. So we've had to take out the straw from in between here, which has made it really loose. So what we're going to have to do now is tighten up these the twines with this little hazel lever, I don't know. So hopefully it doesn't snap the twine.
So it sticks on there.
So the door frame, obviously just at the moment it's drilled into the base, and it's going to be drilled into the box beam there, which to secure it to the walls. These are nice and tight, but what we're doing is screwing essentially some 2x4, putting a hole in it, and then putting a smaller stake into the wall there. Not sure if it's totally necessary, but I feel like it's going to make it secure.
Just to get to the bottom. That's it.
Okay, haven't really been filming because it's just putting bales on. So we're now there. Now this is a little bit of an issue, but not too much. What we're going to do is we're going to put the box beam, the thick box beam here, and then just put it across the top as kind of essentially just a board, and the rest of it's going to sit all the way around there. We might have to take some height off of this, but otherwise we're there. Let's have a look around the outside. Now this wall has got a bit of a hole here, we can fill that. Too bad, it's a bit bulgy on this side. Again, we can trim that back. This is looking good. Because again, there's one bale here, which is a bit of an issue, but a bit of texture is alright. And this is a bit concave in the middle, so we can knock that out from the inside. There's a few holes like this just because of the shapes of the bale, so we're going to ram those full of straw, little things of straw that needs to be knocked down because it's on top of a stake. We've got so much extra straw just hanging around now, but that's fine. That's going to go into filling gaps and then making plaster. So that's pretty much it for the walls. So we're onto the box beam next. See you next time.